Hey everybody, this is Shane R. Monroe, and we are looking at Cruis'n Blast for Nintendo Switch. We're only going to be looking at this single player today, but there are multiplayer and local play modes. I always like to start off looking at options and extras. A lot of times you can see a lot of cool stuff in there, and as you can see, there's lots of stuff to unlock, lots to do. Upgrading vehicles, finding keys, finding gold, blah, blah, blah. Lots of stuff to do, lots of tracks. And of course, how to play here, which is very cool. And the Raw Thrills cards. Huge Raw Thrills fan. They made Target Terror at the arcade. Amazing stuff here. So let's take a look at the options here for a single player game. There's single race time trials, classic arcade, and Cruis'n Tour. And we're going to just kind of pop through these. Most of these are the same sorts of things, same sort of tracks, same cars. So we're going to go ahead and just take a peek at what each one of these are. So we have to unlock the tours for time trials here, and unfortunately we don't have enough to unlock any of this stuff. Classic Arcade though gives you access to these particular tracks, and you'll be able to play these right away. And the tour allows you to do a 4-track tour. And so the night tour has 4 tracks, and then the next one would have 4 different tracks, etc. So let's go ahead and get in here. As you can see, like I said, there's plenty of things to unlock. There's cash to spend, buying cars, buying upgrades. Each car has its own special stats, so you may find one particular vehicle works better for a given course than another. And of course, you can do paint jobs, so those don't cost you anything. Those are for free. You can pick whatever color you like. Upgrades, though, you're going to have to upgrade those cars. Every car has its own level. And so as you use each car, the car gains experience, and once you unlock stuff, you'll be able to do more things to the car. You can buy nitrous blasts here, and you'll always want to have a couple of those before starting the race. All right. So the loading screens give you some neat ideas for how to do tricks in the game, and there are plenty of tricks to do. Feels a lot like Excite Truck. All right, we have a little preview of the beginning of the track, and of course our first of 4 races. I don't know if you get a bonus for gassing right on the go. It doesn't tell you anything, but you do have that sort of cool acceleration. Around the maps, you're going to find these boost pads, which should make obvious sense. The more of these things you can hit, the better. Because the computer cars, depending on their AI level, whether you're easy or normal, will absolutely most certainly be hitting those. There was a takedown there. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And of course, there's drifting. When you drift and you hit something, it kills your drift. There was some money back there that we could have picked up. If you can get your drift all the way up, of course, you will get a bonus free nitrous boost. So you want that. There's a lot of things to hit, right? There's things all over the place to run into. And it seems like you'll glance off of them or you'll bust through them, of course. You'll slow down a little bit as you go. But the tracks look a lot more complicated than they are. Now you can see there's multiple areas of the track, so there's different paths you can take. Certain paths are going to be faster than others. As usual, it's all about memorizing the track, memorizing the pickups, and optimizing your time through the track. As you can see, we've had a couple more takedowns. Right there, I just grilled them into the wall. And the levels, the tracks are amazing. They're alive with stuff, and you would expect no less from Raw Thrills personally. But as you're doing takedowns, that's going to give you money at the end. More money, more goodies, more upgrades. As you can see, I should have ran into that. That should have been a terrible, terrible accident. But honestly, most things in here are for aesthetics only. The only things you can really run into are the sides of the road. And you ping pong around a lot too. So there's a lot of sort of that pinball effect if you end up running. There's lots of tricks you can do that keep you in the air longer, and as you're going to find out here in a minute, the longer you're in the air, you make some money for that. So let's take a look at our rundown. We took second place on there, which I really had no business making because that wasn't the greatest run. We get a new time, so we get some cash. We finished in second place, we get some cash. And for everything that we do, the stunts, the air times, all the stuff we picked up, drift, takedowns, all adds to our purse. And as you can see, I'm leveling up my car by getting second place. The higher up your placement, the more XP you get. And that's what we're looking for. All right, so we've completed the first of 4 races. We're now ready to head to our second race. And again, they're giving you race tips to help you with stunts and helping you stay in the air. And even if, you have some issues regarding, finishing first, second, or third, every race is worth something to you, with XP or whatever. And again, I love being able to go back and watch these videos. I'm able to see things on the track, hidden paths. I'm able to see the hidden items to pick up. There are keys to pick up. There's money to pick up. And of course, trying to learn the boost pad positions. There was some cash I picked up right there. The alternate tracks are going to be, or the alternate paths in the track are going to be the real criticality, I think, to mastering this game. As you can see, I just started pinballing inside the tunnel. When you boost like I just did right there, unfortunately, once you start ping-ponging with that boost, again, same idea right there. It's a lot of learning how the car handles. It learning how the track is laid out. There's a whole lot of things to master, and I just missed a key there. I am playing with the Pro Controller right now. There is an option for gyro controls, and we're going to look at that later and see how that looks. As you can see, the Switch version is very nice. There's almost too much reflection for me. I like this Fast and Furious look that we've got going on here. But, for me, showing off reflections is sort of hiding the fact that it's graphically challenged, which it kind of is. I mean, it looks great, and listen, while you're playing this thing, you can be sure that you're not going to be noticing anything like that. You also notice when I go into that weird attack spider thing, you can actually slam down on cars. Now you can see I'm doing takedowns like crazy here. And when you're going over ramps, when you're drifting, when you're jumping, when you're boosting, those are all times when you can pull off different types of effects. Now see, I landed in the water. I mean, in any other game, that would have been, reposition you. But they don't want you to stop for anything in here, even if the environment tells you should. Alright, so we only took 5th place there. Not our best showing. Not our best showing. That's okay. Because unlike the arcade mode, if you don't finish first through 3rd place, you do get to continue and you get an aggregate score at the end of the 4-race tour. Alright, so we're continuing to level up our Nissan 370Z. And we're going to go on to our 3rd race. There you go. Find keys in each track. So the more you play, the more tips you're going to get, and the more you're going to understand sort of the nuances. So this is definitely a hardcore arcade racer. If you're looking for any sort of simulation here, forget about it. This is my kind of racing game. All go, no stop, alternate places, takedowns, alternate routes rather. There we go. Pick up some cash right away. And we're just going to sit here and cruise through the level. I'll see if I can find anything interesting to tell you about. I mean, listen, it's pretty much the same rut and rinse. New track, new obstacles, new places to learn, but it's all the same thing. See, there's an alternate route right there we just passed. Don't know what was in there. Probably keys. There we go. Got a key finally. And of course, there's all sorts of methodologies you can play here. I'm trying to focus on getting to know my drift and my boosting from the drift. In many of the games that I play, racing arcade style games, drifting and boosting, like Mario Kart of course, is key. In this game, I don't think it's so much that as it is hitting those boost pads, avoiding the walls, keeping your speed up, and of course, getting a lot of takedowns. First time on that track, by the way, took 3rd place, not too shabby. And again, we are going to be boosting up that car's XP. Look at that, we got a new record, so we immediately get $4 grand for playing each track, which is kind of nice. 3rd place, little bonus there, some stunts, lots of pickups that time, and only a couple of takedown bonuses there, not too bad. And I'm almost ready to level up that car. I bet we can get to that by the end of this tour, or at least by the end of the video, I hope so. Okay, earn XP for each car. Get upgrades when you level up. All pretty standard stuff, all things we sort of talked about. But let's go ahead and finish up this tour. I love this level. This is like driving through a Disney theme park right here. I love the whole safari theme. I like the animals. As you can see, once again, I'm trying to work through my drift, and I'm not. Yeah, see, as soon as you hit that wall, look at that ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. I love the fact that there's like meteors coming down or whatever that is. That's great. Little lava balls, I suppose. See, this track was my Achilles heel. Once you hit a wall on these very narrow roads, you just ping pong back and forth. Even my little shortcut there, if it was indeed a shortcut, didn't help me out. I'll probably do a lot better when I stop trying to drift constantly. Little takedown for you. See, I love that. The bridge falls apart. You fall down here. It's got that sort of Sonic Racing Transformed, along with Excite Truck, along with Burnout. This is sort of like almost a greatest hits of arcade racing, and I love it. Yeah, what you're seeing in this video, the micro stutters that you're seeing here, and listen, that's not the video encoding. I'd like to blame that. This is, of course, running 1080p, and it is docked, and so we are upping the resolution a little bit here, and we're upping the requirements for the game, and so there are a little bit of there's some frame rate drops. You'll definitely see it. And I will tell you right now that it does not seem to affect the enjoyment of the game, because I'm loving this game. The more I play it, the more I love it. And I'm trying to get myself to take a takedown and maybe be able to get one more spot in front there, but it wasn't working out. I'll take my 7th place and suck it up. Not going to help me out come the end of the round here. All right, our little bonuses here. All right, not too bad. We're going to make some decent bank. There we go, level 2, yay! And it upgrades us to a neon upgrade for our Nissan 370Z, which we can't really do anything with. It'd be cool if you could just immediately equip it, but you can't, even though you've earned it in the middle of the race. No can do. All right, so we've completed the night tour. We've managed to upgrade our car. Let's see what we get out of this whole thing. So night tour is complete. There's our little showcase, although it was not well deserved, to be honest with you. So let's take a look at our results here. 2nd, 5th, 3rd, and 7th, which gives me an aggregate score of... Dun, da, da, da. Can I have a trumpet roll, please? 4th. All right, well, nice try. So I don't know if something else would have happened had I gotten 3rd or better. But, yeah, that ends the tour. And there's some additional controls. We're going to look at some of that here in just a moment. The load times aren't too bad. I mean, I'm leaving all the load times in so you guys get to see it. You can see we've now unlocked another tour with new tracks. Some of them are new that we couldn't be playing in some of the other modes. All right, so if we go down here, let's take a look at Classic Arcade. All right, so let's take a run at the Classic Arcade mode. You're not going to see a whole lot of difference here. So let's take a look at... let's grab this car. This car has better acceleration and speed, a little more weight. And if you'll notice, not paint, let's go into our upgrades. Level 2. So your levels are per car. So just because I upgraded the Nissan doesn't mean the other cars get that neon add-on. So let's go back to the Nissan. And there's our neon, and that's exactly why we had to pay for it. Let's go ahead and buy that. We got the credits. All right. So... what did that do? I guess I gave us a little neon border on there. That's pretty cool. All right, so this is Classic Arcade mode, which you're not going to find a whole lot different. Not a whole lot different than the tour mode. So once you're on the track, the game is the same. It's how you get to the tracks and how you're afforded the luxuries of the win. That all changes based on the mode that you're playing. So let's play with the view button a little bit. There are 3 different views you can look at. One is sort of close to the car, one is more behind the car, and then you have sort of your first person, your full first person perspective here. Key, and miss. Panic fired with the nitro, bad call. Get the feeling you're not going to do a lot better until you get an engine upgrade. So now I'm here in first person mode, and listen, I'm I'm not an arcade racer in first-person mode. I'm going to give it a try here for a little bit. But look at that twister. I love that. How cool is that? I love Raw Thrills. Big Eugene Jarvis fan. I love these tracks that they've put together. Gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. Beautiful. Another takedown. And you'll notice, you can tell this was really, really optimized for... Oh, missed some money. Very optimized for the Switch. They've managed to cut the right corners. There's not as much destruction. Now, I never played the original arcade game. I'm going to take a little shortcut here. Unfortunately, I'm hitting every single thing possible. Not good. Little stunt there on the end. Whoop, whoa, 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 whoa! That looked like a glitch, my friends. I don't think it was supposed to do that. Well, that's okay. A little cashola for us. That was kind of nice. Airplane graveyard. How cool. Whoop! Hey now. I'm telling you, it's very nice. I mean, a lot of this doesn't mean anything, because if I had missed that, I bet I wouldn't have missed it at all. I mean, I don't think there's a way to miss it. I think it's all just for visual appeal. Look at that. Little Blue Angels type salute there. Pretty neat stuff. And come on, come on, come on. Ah. Just couldn't quite get it. So at this point in time, I'm done. I did not get first, second, or third place, and so I am done. Standard arcade rules apply. However, we do continue to get our bonuses. Get our stunts, our pickups, airtime, all the stuff that we were getting before while we were on tour, we're still getting paid. And we are still leveling up the car, which is great. So it doesn't really matter what mode you play in. So if you look up here at the top, there's enabling tilt controls, auto accelerate, and rumble. These are all things you can turn on in between races. So I'm going to turn on tilt controls and see how this plays. Now remember, I am playing with the Pro controller. I'm not playing with the Switch itself. So we have to consider that the gyro inputs may be a little bit different between the two. Alright, so I am on full gyro here. All of the buttons work the same. In terms of drift, acceleration, all we're doing is replacing the analog stick with gyro steering. So let's sort of see how we dial this in here. It looks like a majority of the control for the gyro is on the outside of the gyro turn. So if you're tilting about 30 degrees each way, you get very, very minute changes. And so if you're really wanting to do some slamming against the wall, I still managed to miss that key. What? Anyway, if you're looking to do some very hard turning, to do some slamming or shunting, it's a lot harder to do. As you can see, I'm having some trouble, well, more trouble than normal, I guess, trying to get a feel for how much turn is too much. Now, look, all those pads were there, and I managed to miss them all. So I'm trying to kind of see how much turn is too much. Drifting is still done with a button push, right? So I'm still trying to... Now I'm trying to bring drift as well as gyro controls, or tilt controls as they call it. And alright, I'm starting to kind of get the feel of it, so I don't tend to overcompensate as much while I'm in the gyro controls, which is kind of nice. But I also have the problem of not being able to kind of slam these guys over. Let's take this path this time. Aha, there was a key back there and I managed to miss that too. Oh, see how way the cars jumped over there? It's almost like there's an invisible bridge. There was no way to fall. So that wasn't a glitch after all. That's just the way that the game is cleverly disguising the fact that it's a very, very fixed track. And most of what we're seeing here, and this isn't the fault of the Switch, of course. This is just the way the game is. You could miss that ravine and fall in that ravine and you wouldn't probably even be penalized. I'm starting to kind of get a feel for it. I'm in third place. Of course, I played the track before, so I kind of have a feel for where everything is. And you'll find, of course, the more you play each track, the better you'll get, which is the sign of a good game. You know, practice makes perfect and all. All right, third place. Not too shabby. And that was with gyro controls, so pretty nice. Now, pay me. All right, 600 XP for our troubles. All right, well, we could continue, but we're going to go ahead and exit out of here. I think we've had enough fun. Starting to get to the end here. Yeah, so listen, Cruis'n Blast. I have been waiting patiently for a Nintendo Switch game to really grab me. I've been playing a little WarioWare, pretty good stuff, but this is what I needed. I really need Excite Truck on the Switch, and until I can get Excite Truck on the Switch, Cruis'n Blast is going to be it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like the video, hit that notification bell. You guys know what to do. Thanks always so much for watching. I'm Shane R. Monroe, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.